It is week number 2 of the EFRL Dirt Street Stocks. Tonight we are at Lanier Speedway with, I believe we've got about 10 drivers out on track right now here in practice session as we speak. 5.5 minutes remaining in this practice. We'll see who comes out on top tonight here at Lanier Motor Speedway. 5 minutes remaining in this practice session as we speak right here, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this is week number 2 of the EFRL Dirt Street Stocks. Unfortunately, I was unavailable to come in on the opening night here last week, but Steven Stefanski, currently our fastest car on track, is our points leader after 1 race and 1 win. Michael Steele holding a very close second with Larson Parker in third. Ladies and gentlemen, some new names here in our street stock season. Michael Steele, Steven Stefanski, we've seen them in other leagues through the Extreme Forces Racing League. Both show themselves to be quite capable here on the dirt side of things. Ray Andrews, great to see him back. Devin Smith coming out after a strong run earlier tonight in our Legends race at the Charlotte Legends Oval. And you were just watching this fella, if you watched the broadcast before, Mick Olofsson in that number 75 machine running right now. He's got the 5th fastest lap time. Justin Walbring in that 666 car coming back out. I wasn't sure we were going to see this fella here tonight. He just ran another race. But Justin Walbring finding the time to be here with us. Then we got Sean Patrick, Logan McNitt, and Ray Dunlap bringing up the back of this field. But ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to wrap up here with our practice session. So let's get this show under the road and begin it with our national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 1.5 minutes remaining in this practice session. Steven Stefanski still leading the field out there on top. Got a fast race car with him here tonight. Michael Steele not very far behind him. Best lap for Stefanski at 15.27. Steele's got a 15.35. We are going to have a pretty tight field here. Top 5 separated by about 1/4 of a second, which sounds like it's gonna be... Actually, could be a very interesting race. We got a lot of fast cars in this field, so we'll have to wait. We'll have a couple of 8-lap heat races, no qualifying session. These guys will random draw for their heat race and starting position in their heat. And then their heat races will determine their starting position for the feature race. I believe I saw it was 30 laps here tonight at Lanier Speedway. And Fast Tracks, it appears that 17 machine was having issues with his hauler. He says he blew tires, he borrowed his Legends motor to the 18 car. I'm going to call both of those cars down to tech later, you know, just to make sure they got everything squared away there, because that 18 car was still super fast in Legends race. I do not see Larson here tonight, though, in the Dirt Series race, and I do believe he said something that he was not going to be able to make it. But we have just wrapped up our practice session. We'll be getting ready to go heat racing here as we get ready to line up and waiting for cars to get out onto the grid. Now we got cars starting to line up here. Let's take a look at our starting grid here for heat race number 1. Michael Steele, number 5 car, grabbing the lucky number 1 starting position there with Ray Andrews in that 420 machine outside of him. Mr. Devin Smith for Dark Horse Racing with that 95 machine will be starting inside of row number 2 with that 60 car of Logan McNitt, bringing up the outside. And starting in 5th place, that 26 car of Sean Patrick. Getting ready to go green flag racing here for the first time tonight. It is going to be 8 laps here in the heat race. This will determine the inside starting position for the feature. So these guys are going to want to make sure they do everything they can to get a good starting spot, because it's not a very, very long feature race. 30 laps won't take very long to click off here. Pace truck is down and away. They are getting ready to go. A couple of warm-up laps to get those tires cleaned up to a little bit of temperature before that pace truck will pull down and into pit road. Now we do need to remember there will be no caution flags here in the feature or heat races. So if you make a mistake, you will have to deal with it. And it appears that Mr. Sean Patrick did not grid up for this race. So he will start tail end Charlie here for the feature. Getting ready to go green flag race, and pace truck down and away. Green flag is in the air. Michael Steele with a good start on the bottom, but Ray Andrews keeping him honest on that outside. Little bobble from the 5 machine as we are 3 wide coming off of turn number 2 for the lead. Steele holding on to it. Devin Smith down on the bottom. Ray Andrews riding that cushion way out high. Ray going to get a little bit taken over there. But Michael Steele still having to contend with that 95 car. Not quite. Oh, no, he clears him that time down the back straightaway. Coming down the front right here, right now. Across the line, it will be Michael Steele. 6 laps remaining in this race. Ray Andrews still trying to make that outside line work there against Logan McNitt. But McNitt is holding strong, rubbing that inside nose, or nosing up against that inside wall. Steele still in the lead. Devin Smith still trying to reel him in. Logan McNitt getting into a little bit of trouble there. Lost all his momentum, giving Ray Andrews 3rd place. We see Sean Patrick has made it out on track, but he is 2 laps down to our leaders. Got a battle for the lead at the halfway point here. Michael Steele now up on that higher groove. Devin Smith inside of him, trying to take the lead away. Steele using that momentum on the higher line, able to hold on to the lead that time across the line. Smith still trying hard, 3/10 of a second back, but reeling that 5 car in. Ooh, almost gets the outside wall there, but dives it down to the inside, gets to that quarter panel of the 5, just can't keep the momentum on the exit of turn number 2. Now off 4. White flag in the air. Final lap one more time. Devin Smith having one last chance to get past that 5 car. Down on the bottom, almost had the nose ahead of the 5 coming down the back straightaway, but Steele with the momentum on the higher line as they come through 3 and 4 one last time. Michael Steele will hold on to win heat race number 1. Devin Smith holding on for second. Then we got Ray Andrews and Logan McNitt. Third and fourth. Sean Patrick about a lap down in 5th. Now we will get ready for heat race number 2 here. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. On pole position, Raymond Dunlap in that number 14 machine with Steven Stefanski, the fastest car in the practice session, on his outside. Mick Olofsson will bring up the inside of row number 2 with that 75 car with the 666 of Justin Walbring bringing up the back of this pack. In fact, looks like Ray Dunlap opting to start from the back of this field. Does not seem like he feels like he wants to get in the way of these guys ahead of him. Pace truck off and rolling here. And once again, get 2 laps to warm these racing dirt slicks up. And we will have 8 more laps of heat racing before we go into a very short warm-up session, I believe we'll have. Getting ready to go green flag racing here. Pace truck should pull off this time through 3 and 4. And yes, there it goes. The field is in the hands of Mick Olofsson. Green flag in the air. Mick bobbles the start a little bit. The 15 of Steven Stefanski is able to make a move on the outside, but Mick keeping him honest on the inside there. Still side by side going into turn number 3. Both going to the high line. Justin Walbring trying to make a move to the inside. Luckily, Justin thinks better of that backside out, still holding on to that 3rd place there, but Steven give the lead to Steven Stefanski in that 15 machine over the 75 of Olofsson. Olofsson now having to contend with Walbring. Justin fighting hard to try to get 2nd place away. Dunlap in the back there in 4th place. He's not quite keeping tabs on this lead group, but right now the battle is for 2nd. Olofsson has it. Walbring wants it. Walbring trying to run that inside line. Not quite able to keep the momentum coming off that corner, but look at how much of a gap he closes going into the corner. Halfway through this heat race here, Walbring still battling with that 75 car. Just not able to make anything happen. Now you see the 666 going to that outside line, following everybody around. Ooh, Mick making a mistake. Car getting a little sideways there, having to chase it down the track there. That's going to allow Walbring to catch right up to him. Walbring looking to the inside once again. Still not able to get around that 75 car. He is running out of time. Walbring wants to get that 2nd place. He is going to have one more lap to do it. White flag is in the air for Steven Stefanski up at the front. Mick Olofsson still holding on to 2nd, but Walbring side by side coming off turn 2. Stefanski's going to come off of turn number 4 to win heat race number 2. Going to be a drag race to the line. Walbring coming off with a nose at the line. Official scoring is going to put Olofsson just ahead of Walbring by 1/100th of a second. Ray Dunlap will finish that heat race in 4th. Now we are going to go for a quick 3-minute warm-up session here. Give these drivers one last chance to feel just how much that track has changed since practice laps have occurred, as well as the heat races. There's no change to track condition, so they will have to contend with how this track changes throughout this coming up feature, and this warm-up will give them a quick chance to feel just how much has changed so far. Handful of cars out on track right now. Michael Steele so far putting down the best lap with a 15.75. That's a fair bit slower than what we saw in practice, but that was also one of his first laps. Minute and a half remain in this warm-up session here. Michael Steele still the fastest car on the track, with Sean Patrick, Ray Andrews running second and third. They are the only three cars that have put a time in. And anyone else wants to put a time in, well, they're running out of time. We see it looks like Stefanski coming out of pit road here. Kind of an awkward pit exit here. You come out right into the entry of the corner, and the angle you have to come out on, you're almost 90 degrees to the racetrack. It's not the easiest pit road to enter or exit. Under a minute remains here in our warm-up session. Stefanski up to second fastest, a 15.89 to Michael Steele's 15.75. You see the 666 of Justin Walbring coming out on track. If you are looking for a wrap to be done, this fella here, he's got a lot of the dirt cars, but he doesn't do much on the road course racing side. Does more oval track paints, but he does some grade A work. I've hired him to do a few paints myself, and man, they look great. Justin Walbring, as well as Mick Olsen, he puts out some pretty solid designs as well. We got some great iRacing painters in this field that if you're looking for a paint job, look at those guys, because they know what they're doing. Now we are getting ready for 30 laps of dirt track action here at Lanier Speedway. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. He won heat race number 1. We'll start number 1, Michael Steele in that number 5 car. Then we got Steven Stefanski in that 15 car on the outside. Devin Smith with the 95 gets to start inside of row number 2 with Mick Olofsson in that 75 machine outside of him. Spark one up for Mr. Ray Andrews in that 420 starting the inside of row number 3. With Justin Walbring in that devilish 666 starting on his outside. Then we got the number 60 of Logan McNitt bringing up the inside of row number 4. Ray Dunlap in that 14 machine starting outside of row number 4 in 8th position. Then bringing up the tail end of this field, that 26 car, Mr. Sean Patrick. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have some intense racing action here. I can't wait to see what these boys put on. Who are you cheering for out there in YouTube land? Pace truck should be pulling off right here, giving us to the green flag, and yes, there it goes. Green flag in the air. Great start on that outside by Stefanski, but Steele pulling to the inside on that entry, but not going to keep the momentum. He's going to have to fend off the 75 of Olsen on that outside line. Bit of a checkup on the outside. I think that was Justin. Yes, that was a 666 of Walbring. Got a little bit into that loose stuff. Lost some momentum. Now he's contending with Ray Andrews getting up into that loose stuff there, sliding around. Up front, Stefanski to the lead early. Michael Steele not able to hold on to that pole position. Mick Olofsson wasn't able to capitalize on that 5 car though, starting on the inside though. He started on the outside of row number... Ooh, and he gets up, makes contact with the 5 car. They keep it straight, keep it together, but that's going to give Smith the advantage. Give him the opportunity to try to make a pass. Olofsson made a little side contact with that 95, able to hold on to third, but this battling back here for second is going to allow the 15 car Stefanski to drive away. Over a second between him and second place, but Steele is doing everything he can to try to reel in that leader right now. Gap now down, just still hanging around. Well, something's not looking quite right here. There's... Oh no, never mind. That is a lap car. That is Logan McNick going a lap down already here. But yes, there's a second between Stefanski and Steele going on right now. Mick Olofsson kind of falling back there, but keeping it a small gap over Smith. Walbring holding on to the final top of the top 5. Ray Andrews, it's great to see this guy back out. He is a pretty solid, clean racer. May not be the fastest at every track, but he is a fun guy to go out there and go door to door with. He will give you room as long as you give him room. He had to kind of step away from iRacing for a little bit because he was in the middle of a move and didn't have a good internet connection. So great to see him back out on track with us. Ray, we missed you. It's glad to see you back with us. Ooh, got Logan McNick going around in front. Caution flag is out. Logan McNick spun out in front of Devin Smith. Devin getting caught up in that. Caution flag number 1. Let's take a look at our instant replay here. Smith coming out of turn number 2 here, going down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Drives it hard in there, trying to get in alongside of the 5 car, just spins it around. Steele or Smith. And I didn't see if that exactly who that was. Was that Olofsson? That I believe that might have been Olofsson that had absolutely nowhere to go in that. Bringing out caution flag number 1. Let's hope the damage to the front of that 95 is not too severe. But that was a hard hit to the driver's door of the 60 car. Car's getting ready to go green flag racing once again here. Quick caution flag by the looks of it. There was an incident, but everyone got turned and got going back straight. Pace truck is pulling back down to pit road. Field in the hand of the 15 car of Stefanski. Green flag in the air. We got a car down low already. Sean Patrick trying to make a move. Was unable to make it stick though. Stefanski back out to the lead. Got a way better start than Steele did on the initial start, but now we got a big battle here for second. Devin Smith, Michael Steele side by side down the back straightaway going into turn number 3. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have been watching the track from the start to where we are now, that middle groove, that shiny stuff is all rubber from these race tires. You would think it would give these cars more grip, but no, that is just like driving on sheer ice. You kind of want to keep the car out of that if you can. Go to the lighter brown stuff. But where you run and you rubber that track in, sometimes you can't avoid that dark stuff. Still side by side for second. Steele coming out victorious more laps than not here. But he is stuck down on that bottom side. Looks like the bottom might actually be coming in. He does clear the 95 that time down and back straightaway. Didn't quite fully pull up in front to close that door, but he is holding his own on the bottom now. Olofsson in that 75 trying hard to catch up to these guys, but he's got Sean Patrick at that 26 running right behind him. Making Olofsson have to watch that mirror a little bit to make sure. Well, I say watch that mirror. If these cars had mirrors to watch. Just having to kind of mind his manners and make sure he doesn't let that 26 go by. Stefanski once again out to a 1 second lead over Steele. Devin Smith in third has a mirrorful of Mick Olofsson. Then we got Sean Patrick rounding out the top 5. Ray Andrews holding on to 6. He's kind of making his way back up. Ray Dunlap up 1 position from where he started. Here's that Justin Walbring has pulled off the track here. Logan McNick going one more lap down here to our race leaders. As we come around through 3 and 4 one more time here, coming to the line, it will be 10 laps remaining here in this race at Lanier Speedway. We got Steele and Smith working their way around the lap traffic of McNitt. That little bit of a delay Steele had to give up allowed Smith to reel that 5 car back in. But now Smith's got to contend with McNitt on that outside line. Smith is not was happy to see that lap car slow the 5 car down a little bit, but now he's got to try to get clear of him. Does that time coming off of turn number 2. But there's now a bigger gap than Smith would have wanted to see getting around that lap traffic. Now Olofsson has to do the same thing, but he's running the outside where that 60 car was running. These guys just running kind of single file right now. 6 laps left. No one really has anything for the other. Sean Patrick sitting there behind the 75 of Olofsson. Sean making a big move through 3 and 4 there. Close that gap on that 75 a decent amount. But now has to deal with the 60 car McNitt there. Side by side down the back straightaway. McNitt not giving a ton of room there. Trying for the slide job. Successfully does it. He is on that bumper of that 75 machine. Back up front here. Stefanski is still way out to an 1.5 second lead almost over Michael Steele. Michael Steele had a small moment there where he had to watch that rear view for Smith, but that gap's opened back up once again. Our top 3 kind of running separated here, but Sean Patrick now giving Mick Olofsson the run here for 4th place. Sean on the inside, Mick on the outside. Sean trying to make that inside line work here. He gets a great run. He needs to slide up in front, but not quite able to close the door. Olofsson on the outside, making that 26 earn his keep. Not letting that 26 clear himself, but white flag is in the air. Steven Stefanski coming out of turn 4 one last time. Will win here at Lanier Speedway for the 2nd race in a row. Michael Steele finishing 2nd with Devin Smith 3rd. Sean Patrick managing to pull that pass off. Getting ahead of Mick Olofsson, who finished 5th. Ray Andrews holding on to 6th. Then we got Ray Dunlap, Logan McNitt, Justin Walbring rounding out our 9-car field tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our drivers a big round of applause for putting on that show that they did here tonight. And let's give these guys a few moments to hop up into the broadcast booth with us. If there's anything our viewers want to want the top 3 to be asked, now's your time to put it in chat, and I will definitely give them give you guys a shout out there to see what they have to answer your questions with. Give these guys just a couple more moments to get out of their cars and get ready for their post-race interview. That was a bit of an exciting race there. We saw that 15 and 5 kind of battle it out a little bit on the restarts, but no one really had anything for that 15 machine. Good battle for 4th though, with Patrick and Allison coming to the checkered flag. Unfortunately, we missed the pass for the position there, but Patrick coming out on top. But you know what? Why don't we bring in... It seems our 3rd place finisher is taking his sweet time, so let's not waste time, and let's bring in our 2nd place finisher to start, Mr. Michael Steele in that 5 car. Michael, how was that race for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good one. It was this track's always kind of a struggle for me, but yeah, happy to kind of hold on for 2nd. I felt like I was unfortunately having to drive more defensive, knowing that Devin was there more than trying to focus on getting the car in front of me. But Steven, definitely, I had nothing for him, so good race to him.
Well, and we definitely saw last week there that Steven had a pretty solid car too, winning the first week out. Now he's doubled up on that. What do you think it's going to take going on through the remainder of the season to slow that 15 car down?
So, I mean, Steven's always quick. He's kicked my rear end enough, and UMP's late models, it doesn't matter really what a race. He's always fast. So I felt like last week I had something for him. I just kind of ran out of laps. This week I definitely had nothing for him. But yeah, just this is one of my worst tracks. So just kind of happy to come away with the 2nd, move on to something else where I'm a little bit more comfortable, and I think we might have something for him.
Well, and speaking of that, you just said this is one of your worst tracks, and I do agree. Lanier is a difficult track, whether it's the dirt or the asphalt layout. What track are you looking forward to hitting on the schedule here this season?
I mean, to be honest, I haven't even really paid attention to the schedule, so I'm going to pull that up. But say next week we go to Kokomo, so I like Kokomo a lot. Any track where you can kind of run the bottom, which is Huset's, Fairbury, Kokomo, Lucas Oil. I mean, a lot of the tracks in this card kind of favors running the bottom, but I feel like this track is just an oddity where you just kind of never know what the track's going to give.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to where everyone's running early in practice and the early heat races, and where that track wears in kind of dictates where that fast groove migrates to throughout the feature race.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and like Lanier's just I don't know, like I feel like it drives a lot slicker than what it actually is, and you just never know if it's going to be on the top or the bottom. Like it looks like there should have been a good line on the top tonight, but it just wasn't there. So yeah, it's just you get to Kokomo, Fairbury, Huset's, stuff like that. You know, you have a pretty defined group of either top or bottom, not really run in the middle because it gets pretty used up. So looking forward to those.
Absolutely. And you know what? During the broadcast here, I gave a shout out to Justin and Mick for doing iRacing paints, but one guy I didn't give a shout out to was you because I had a feeling I'd have a chance to talk to you, and I'd let you give the shout out there. You do some pretty solid iRacing paints yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I do my best. Venture into real life reps. Have some down here doing some dirt track racing, and have some in North Carolina doing racing at Bowman Gray and racing some cars tour stuff and uh, stuff around North Carolina. So along with iRacing, I do real life reps. But yeah, still graphic designs. Um, any do kind of road course, dirt car, oval. Doesn't really matter. I'll design whatever.
Absolutely. And where would somebody that is interested in getting one of those paints or wraps done, how would they get a hold of you?
Yeah, if you have Discord, still graphic designs. Facebook is probably the easier way. Still graphic designs on Facebook, and also I don't mind getting my phone number out 682-380-1480. So yeah, just iRacing, like I said, iRacing, real life raps, whatever. I just
Absolutely.
like making race cars look good.
Well, and they definitely look good. And you know, with our leagues, you ran your race team, and you always knew a Steel Graphics design car because the headlights and taillights were always tinted just a little bit to show that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that other people do it too, but yeah, I like everything matching colors. One of these days, I keep saying that I'm gonna design my own little headlight decal. I've seen a few wrap designers design their own little custom headlight decal package, and I really like that. But I'm still just waiting for them to finally give us the G bodies and everything on the dirt side.
Well, I'm sure that's coming down the pipeline here, Michael. But we should move on here to our leader. But before we do, I'm sure you got a few names on that car you want to give a huge thanks to helping out with.
Yeah, as always, Marcy, my wife, daughter Vivian, for letting me have the time to kind of do this, and always my sponsors got JJR, Elite Bait and Tackle, Ross Dalton Racing, Elite Performance Setups, um, JBM, 51 Raceworks, Peanut Baker Motorsports, Mama Tried Welding Caps. There's so many other ones that I'm forgetting. Rise Bracelets, and of course Steel Graphics and Design. So yeah, everybody helps me out in this, and looking forward to next week. Oh, and y'all for doing the broadcast, and Mick and Dean for putting on the league race as always.
Well, you are very welcome for that, Michael. I quite enjoy calling these races. It's a little bit different for me for the dirt side. I don't really understand dirt racing as well as I do the asphalt side of things, but you know what? It's a blast.
Yeah, man. If you ever have any questions, this is my much more my forte. I love asphalt oval racing, but this is more my home front. So if you ever get any questions, feel free to reach out, buddy.
Absolutely will do. Well, congratulations, Michael, on second place here tonight, and good luck going forward with this the rest of the season.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you next week. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, well that was our second place finisher, but now it is the man of the hour here, Steven Stefanski, in that number 15 machine. No one could touch you tonight, Steven. How are you?
You there?
I am there, Steven. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, no one could lay a finger on you. You started on the outside pole. It didn't take you long to assert your lead and take it away from Michael, and you held on to it for the remainder of the race. What was the secret sauce there to getting that done?
There's plenty of grip left still on the bottom. Just entering, lifting off enough, and then mid corner, kind of just half throttling it and getting the car to roll off the corner. The outside that coming out of the corner is real nice.
Well, you definitely took advantage of that little bit of knowledge on how to get that car around. Did you have any concerns with Michael there being able to keep up with you, or what was your main thought process going through that, especially the early stage of the race when you were starting on the outside of him?
Yeah, a little bit because Lanier can be kind of tough. Starting on the outside there because you never know, depending on how many laps go through a race there. The track gets like really 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 fast there in the middle. So like I said, I was able to get up to the lead enough to start holding the bottom, and Michael and those guys behind, we all kept our distance pretty good there. Halfway through the race, I think it was like like at least a second gap in between us. So it was steady, and yeah, just finished up strong and held the lane on the bottom and was able to get the car to wheel.
Absolutely, and that makes you 2 for 2 on the season so far. Unfortunately, I missed the broadcast last week. I was not available to do it. But looking at the stats there, you won last week, you won again here tonight. How many more do you think we can expect from you going forward this season?
As many as possible. It's a competitive field here. Last week was pretty cool, racing with Michael and I forgot the other guy's name. We all ran across the line there, almost basically three wide, and pulling some cool sliders. We were beating and banging a little bit there at Eldora. It was a pretty cool race against those guys last week as well. So we were able to hold off strong last week too and get that win as well. Remainder of the season, like I said, hopefully finish them all off strong. I got a vacation coming up, so I'm gonna miss a week here in 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens.
Well, luckily for you, the league does allow a couple of races with last place points, and you know what? Missing a week or two isn't always the death knell. It sounds like, because last season Larson Parker missed a couple of races, and he still whooped all of our butts in both the Legends and Mini Stock series.
Yeah, that's his name, Larson. He put a heck of a race with us last week at Eldora. He was fun to race against. It was kind of sad not to see him here tonight. So hopefully he'll come back and race with us in the street stocks.
With any luck, he did make the Legends race, but I do believe he had a scheduling conflict for this dirt race, unfortunately. So he whooped our butts on the Legends side, and yeah, didn't make tonight at the dirt side.
Yeah, hopefully he'll come back because it was fun racing against him and Michael at the same time. So, but yeah, hands down to the guys, you guys broadcasting and you guys holding this league together, and all the guys who attempted tonight's race.
Well, and I'm sure you got a few sponsors on that car you want to give a shout out to as well.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my team, my teammates, and my cousins over on Sunrise Racing. We get on as much as we can. We have a really good team that we scatter around with different leagues, and we try to get on as much as possible. I work a lot, so I don't get to get on as much as those guys do. PJ NFB Auto, Trailer Sales, Steve's Lawn Care, Lakeside Linens, and DP Graphics.
Well, we've seen the Stefanski name a few times here in the EFRL, and I'm sure from what I remember of that name, we're going to see a lot of exciting racing going forward this season. So I can't wait to see what you can do with Michael and the rest of the field.
Absolutely, I'm excited to see what happens for the rest of the season here.
Well, congratulations on the win, and good night.
Thank you very much. Good night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will bring this this broadcast. Wow, I completely gapped on what I was trying to say there. That'll bring this show to a close here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As Michael mentioned, we will be at Kokomo next Tuesday evening for another 30-lap race. These guys, they're going to put on some great racing this season, I think. We got a lot of fast drivers, a lot of great names out there. Can't wait to see what happens. I hope you'll all join me. I'm Tom Quiring. Thank you for joining me, and see you next week.